Hello, welcome to Will City. I couldn't enter Ludum Dare this time, so I done my own little Ludum Dare in my spare time, and so far over some evenings this week I've spent about 2 days on it. So this is where I would have been if I had entered Ludum Dare, and it's not nearly finished. Let's put down some buildings. There's so much that's not done, like the ground is particularly bumpy at the moment because I haven't yet bothered to start smoothing and making obviously in a real game you would have lots of flat plateaus at different elevations, very abrupt changes in heights, much more box-like ground. There's different views, and you can pan and rotate and so on. I haven't yet done much shading. I haven't put much effort into the graphics. The graphics area is going to be the easy area, right? The complication is working out how to score the system. For example, here's the influence of residential buildings. If I build out more road, you can see that the influence follows the road. This is a simple sort of priority flood fill. It's a breadth first search from each of these residential buildings. They are emanating scoring. But how do you work out if I was to put a commercial zone here? How would I determine how many people work there and how they live there and which buildings service them? The actual mechanics of determining who does what where escapes me. It's a very difficult decision here. Let's put a power station in. You see all the graphics are very, very basic, and that's really not the technical challenge. Here's a fun thing. Look, you can go to the power map. Go from the top. You can see that the power lines can go across roads. Let's get to these buildings. We just put in some power lines. There. They've now got power, and so on. But how do you actually each sim tick determine whether this commercial building should grow or shrink, and whether this residential building should increase or decrease? How do you actually score the system? I know that SimCity, the original, is open source, although the code is of course written in the era when it's very coupled, very unmodular, because it had to fit. It had a real serious budget that we just don't have these days. How do you score this system? Do you sell it Ultima? It's so easy to say things like, oh well, commercial needs residential, and residential needs some commercial and some industry, and industry and residential not so good neighbours, but industry and commercial absolutely bad neighbours, and so on. It's these kind of general kind of like you see in the documentation for SimCity. That's not actually describing how to implement the scoring system, how the scoring system computes things. And I want your ideas on how I should compute stuff. Thanks. So please comment, give me wild ideas on how to do the scoring.